when they don't listen to their colleague.
Obviously not.
When they don't listen to their colleague express how these police officers did not care for their own codes. We've had audits where they have shown that when they weren't even getting the adequate training. And these are different people from different agencies in their own. These are things that they say in their own words. Does it matter that we're here right now because they're speaking for the silent majority, everyone else that's not here right now? And they're going to continue to get away with it because they rule with an iron fist. They rule with untouched judgment. They rule as a dictatorship because it does not matter how many times the community is saying, stop using this poison, don't poison our communities. How many times do people have to say this? We call it tear gas. It is called tear gas, yes. But it is not a gas. It is a bunch of little pieces of particles that actually stick to surfaces. So if you don't wash it out, it will stay there. Let a week go by and you try to put on that same sweater, even if it calms down. As soon as you start sweating or it rains, it will activate again. So when they use it in these communities, as one of the protest, well, as someone who just said, it gets into windows, it gets into these families' houses. So if they're living in these impoverished communities when they can barely afford to wash their clothes right now, you're going to make them have to wash their whole house now. Everything in there. And you don't care because you didn't care about your colleague and his verge of death. His verge of death. We're not saying, he said he felt like he was going to die. And they ignore that. I want to speak on the way that our police department operates, the way that our government operates, the way that our county operates. Does everyone know who Jesse Davis is? If you don't, I'll explain. Jesse Davis, he was an African-American male who was mentally ill, who was murdered by the Albany Police Department in Arbor Hill. Does everyone know who Dante Ivory is? Yep. If you don't, I'll explain. Dante Ivory is an African-American male who was murdered by Albany Police Department who was mentally ill. Now you ask why I bring this up. I bring this up just to explain to you the way that our government operates. We all think it will be feasible, instead of sending these people who are trained to kill, to deal with people who have mental health issues, right? We all feel that way, right? Yeah. I appreciate the snaps. They feel that way too, because they actually implemented this in Albany County. But did they implement it where Jesse Davis was murdered? No, they didn't. And they said that's why they created this program. It's called Accord, right? They said this is why they created this program. They said they created this program because Jesse Davis was murdered by Arbor Hills police officers. And they created this program to stop the negative interactions that police, this is their op-ed, this is their Times Union article, I'm using their words. They said that they wanted to limit the interactions that police are having with the community because it is showing a negative reaction, especially dealing with the mental health population. And they created this program to not only do that, but also allow police to focus on the more serious crimes, like the violence that we see splurging in our community, right? And this program is created in Albany County. And you ask where? That's what y'all want to know? Because it's not here, right? Where is it? It's in the hill towns of Bern, New York. The hill towns of Bern, New York. That's the place that they created this program to limit the effects that the police are having negatively on the black community in Bern, New York. The hill towns of Bern, New York, that on Discover Albany is described as a beautiful rural area. Instead of where Jesse Davis was murdered, instead of where Dante Ivory was murdered. This is what our government does. They listen to their colleagues speak about how this is poison, how it nearly killed him, how it's getting into normal citizens' homes who had nothing to do with anything. The same silent majority, right? The ones that I said that don't come out with us, the same ones that they represent, it's harming them too. But do they care? No. So I pose the question, does this even matter? This hearing, we know the same people who continue to say, no, let's not vote on it, they don't want to vote on it. We know why. Because it's that police department that they care so much about. Like our Kelly Kimbrough, he used to be our cop. He used to be a cop. Kelly Kimbrough used to be a cop, and he also sits at the chair of our public safety. Oh my God. So is our government